Hello folks, this is Sula once again. Welcome to another video for Teamfight Tactics. In this video, we're going to be looking at one of the mechanics that's been added in set 4 of Teamfight Tactics, and that is the Fortune mechanic, which is a gold generating ability. There's been different versions of gold generating abilities in earlier versions of Teamfight Tactics. I think just about every version of Teamfight Tactics has had some kind of gold generating ability. That is something that doesn't provide an in-combat bonus, but just helps your econ. And in this particular set, it is known as the Fortune trait. So we'll be taking a look at that in this video. I do want to point out a couple of things. So on that initial carousel, almost all of the items were tiers, and there was only one chain vest. And I figured, well, you know what? If there's all these tiers here, a lot of people are probably going to be going towards more spellcast focused compositions. If I grab the one chain vest and then I look to play like tankier champions, that might give me a bit of an advantage here in the early going. So that's what I'm going to look to do here. Look to play something tanky. That was my only thought kind of going into this game. Obviously in Teamfight Tactics, you have to play what you're given and adjust from there. So I see the double Fioras here. I see Garen. I was like, okay, well, Garen would probably be a good person to put that chain vest on, and then I'll grab the two double Fioras. In retrospect, maybe I should have held on to the Yasuo, because then I could make duelist with Fiora plus Yasuo. But water under the bridge. There's only so much you can do on the initial minion round, since you only get 2 gold to start. And then you just have to work off of the various stuff that you get as the monster rounds proceed, and you see whether you get gold or items or whatever. Here, I'm going to get another chain vest, and I was like, oh, cool, I can make Bramble Vest. That'll be really useful in the early game. It doesn't scale great into the late game, but Bramble Vest is great in the early game. And then look what I get here. I get a 2-star Fiora, and then I also see a Tom Kench chosen with Fortune. And then this is where we get to the whole this is where we're going to get into the whole Fortune aspect of this video. So I'm hoping that I'll get some gold to drop here. I was hoping that I would get like a 2 gold drop. And then I make a mistake because I purchased the Maokai here. I probably should have just held off on purchasing anything, so that then if I got a 2 gold drop, I could just instantly purchase Tom Kench. That's what I was hoping for here. I wasn't sure, or maybe if I could get some champions, I could sell them. So I do get 2 gold, but that's not enough, and so I'm going to have to lock in order to get this Tom Kench. Whereas if I had not purchased the Maokai, I could have simply just gone ahead and gotten that without having to lock. But fortunately, I do manage to lock here, and I'm able to get that Fortune version of Tom Kench. So Tom Kench, I believe his chosen ability is he gets extra health. Every chosen has different abilities, but I'm pretty sure the one for Tom Kench is bonus health. And I've also got Brawler in here, so he'll have additional health from the Brawler trait as well. Then I'm going to slap that Bramble Vest on him, and he is going to be one tanky catfish here in the early game. What Bramble Vest does is people who, aside from giving just this enormous amount of armor, it also means that enemies who hit him will take physical damage from hitting Tom Kench. And like I said, this doesn't scale tremendously well into the late game, but in the early game, someone who has this much health and is trying to, and enemy champs are trying to deal damage to Tom Kench, he will be able to soak up just so much damage, and I can probably win streak through the early game just based on this. I'm also fortunately highlighting the Fortunate trait there, so let's talk about that here for a minute, since that's kind of the focus of this particular video. So Fortune as a trait is, as I said, a gold generating trait in this game. When you play Fortune, you will gain additional gold when you win, and it depends on how lengthy your win streak or your loss streak is. If you are just winning each round and you have Fortune trait in play, then you get a little bit of extra gold. You typically will get like 2 or 3 gold at the beginning of the next round if you win a round with Fortune. However, if you are on a losing streak and then you win a round with Fortune, you have the chance to get either bigger gold payouts, or you have the chance to get items if you run a loss streak for long enough. So there is a risk and reward factor here. If you lose like 2 or 3 or 4 rounds in a row with Fortune and then you get a win, you can cash out those losses and get a huge influx of money and items. or you, but in order to do that, you have to win a round. It's not enough just to have fortune trait in play. You do not get anything unless you win a round with fortune. So I actually really like the way this is implemented. Obviously, there have been past traits like this, but unlike the Space Pirates in set 3 and Pirates in set 1, where it was just kind of like percentage based as to whether you would get additional gold. Like if you had a Space Pirate and it killed a unit, there was a percentage based chance that it would drop gold. This it's guaranteed. If you are winning rounds with fortune, you will get extra income. And if you are able to end a loss streak with fortune, you will also get additional money, and in fact get some big amounts of gold or items, as I said, but you still have to win a round. And fortune does not provide any benefit in combat. So it is kind of a high risk, high reward trait. I generally don't like to play fortune because I think it's kind of risky, and I'm not a big fan of like putting a lot of your traits into something that doesn't help you win rounds. But this is kind of the ideal situation to run fortune. And by the way, I still don't have the trait in play. I should clarify this. You need 3 fortune champs to get the trait in play. I only have 2. I really only have 1, but Tahm Kench, as mentioned, is a fortune chosen, so he counts for 2 of the trait. So again, I'm not actually getting anything from fortune right now. I need to find another fortune champ. I've been hoping to find either Annie or Jinx here. And arguably, I probably should have leveled earlier to give me a higher chance of finding Jinx. Right now, I think I only have 15% odds to find the 3-cost champions. I do have decent odds to find Annie, though, so I'm hoping to find one of them. And yes, even though this round is going on and on and on, that Bramble Vest plus all the health on Tahm Kench is enough to win this. He is a ridiculous damage soak. I haven't talked too much about the other champs I've been playing. I've just picked up Brawlers, and then I randomly have the Fiora 2-star in because I just made the Fiora 2-star at the beginning of the game. As far as what I have right now, I still have a Brawler's Glove on my bench, which is just kind of like a random item that I picked up. So I'm going to have to sit here and think about what I want to put in between all of these. Now, I do notice that the Annie is there, and while I don't really have any use for a bow right now, just having Annie the champ is really key for me because that will allow me to play Fortune. And if I find a Jinx, I can just sell the Annie and replace her with Jinx. But I really, really want to start making use of Fortune. I found the Fortune chosen, and like that is a golden ticket in this game. It's really nice to get that. So I will just go ahead, toss Annie in. Now Fortune trait is in play. And hopefully I could just, flat out win rounds. I had picked up Vhagar there because I had a chance of running something with Elderwood. I already had Elderwood from the Maokai, and I figured maybe I could look to play that, but I don't really want to play Vhagar. He's not really in the meta as this video is being recorded, in this patch version anyway. So I've just been picking up Brawlers, and now I've got the Fortune in there. And what I was thinking is I would probably look to stay here for right now at level 4, but then look to go to level 5, drop the Fiora, and then put in 2 Brawlers, put in the Vi, and put in the Maokai. That will make me a very, very, very tanky frontline. I won't have any real damage capacity, but I'll be super duper tanky. And I'm just hoping that I can rely on Tahm Kench sitting there with the Bramble Vest, soaking up all the damage, and just rely on that in order to win these rounds early in the match, as people just literally kill themselves on his Bramble Vest because he has an absurd amount of health right now. For this early in the game, I don't know exactly how much health he has, but I think he's got, I don't know, like 2,000, something like that. And yeah, it's just really hard for anyone to kill him right now. So there we go. There is the Fortune payout. So the little present on the ground is the Fortune bonus. Now note, I only got 2 gold there, which is not a lot because I'm on a 4-match winning streak. Again, you only get bigger payouts from Fortune if you're on a loss streak and then end the loss with a win. That's where the big payouts come from. But I'm totally fine with this, by the way. I am happy to just win streak with the win streak bonus plus the Fortune bonus. I will be making an absurd amount of income. I'm sorry to overuse that word here, but 4-match winning streak. I really want to win this because then I can extend my winning streak into the minion round. And currently in this patch version, the max win streak bonus is when you hit 5 matches in a row. So if I can win this, I'll have 5 matches won in a row. That's 3 gold bonus plus Fortune, which will be another 2 or 3 gold. And then plus whatever my passive income is. But all that adds up to a lot of gold. And by the way, I'm actually winning a lot of these rounds pretty easily. Brawler 4 gives all my Brawlers 400 extra health. And then I'm just relying on that Bramble Vest there. So now I have indeed extended that win streak. There's another Fortune bonus to pick up. So I'm going to do that in a minute. Just going to reposition here. And again, this is not going to work long term. That's important to keep in mind. I will have to transition out of this. Fortune is not something you want to run the entire game. Ideally, you run it for the early portions of the game, and then afterwards, you will drop it sometime in the mid to late game. And I'll ideally try to find another chosen. Yeah, I dropped the Fiora here because the Fiora 2 stars days of being a useful unit are already coming rapidly to an end. I would only want to play here right now if I was trying to get something out of Duelist or Enlightened, and I'm not playing either of those traits, so she's not really serving much of a purpose here. But like I said, I'm just going to play the Brawlers for right now as I get another Veigar. The game really wants me to play this Veigar at the moment, so I guess I'll hold on to it because there is still a chance I can play Elderwood in this match, but he's not ideal. And then I see this, I was like, oh, well, okay. So I've just found Warwick, and that gives me a unit that I can play through long term. So let's talk a little bit about Warwick here as a champion. Warwick is one of the champs that has 3 traits. He has Brawler, which means he's going to get the extra health, and that's why I can take the Maokai out of this. I'm just playing Brawlers right now, plus the Annie to pick up Fortune. So anyway, Warwick will give me Brawler. He also is Divine, so I have the opportunity to play Divine units. Excuse me. Always rough when I record these videos and I have to sneeze. I suppose I really should go back and try to edit these, but I don't know. I'm afraid I don't have time for that. So as I was saying, Warwick has the Brawler trait for extra health. He has the Divine trait, so when he drops low on health, he'll be able to cleanse crowd control and deal that bonus true damage for a short period of time. Now, I don't have Divine in right now, but he will get that long term. And then his last trait is Hunter, and the Hunter opened up some interesting opportunities for me. In particular, it gives me the chance to go and play into an Ashen Kindred setup, and that's what I'm hoping that I'm going to do in this game. I'll be able to, if I can find Ashe, I'll be able to put some useful items on Ashe. Like I could probably put that recurve bow on Ashe if I can find her. I'm not planning on playing the Annie for too long. And I can also look then to, like I said, play Ashe, play Kindred, and look to go from there. Maybe toss in Aphelios if I really want another Hunter. But that's where I'm going to get my damage from, I think, long term. So I'm going to look to try to play into Hunter. Obviously, I have to wait and see what happens. But that's kind of the plan that I'm thinking right now is to go into that comp. And that's a very standard comp to play Brawler frontline and then Hunters in the back. They synergize together because you can pick up the Elderwood as well by getting that combination together. Now, because I was on a 6-match winning streak, I just went ahead and grabbed the... Oh, geez, I'm now blanking on the name of the champion that I just picked up. The Hecarim, yes. I just went ahead and picked up Hecarim. I tossed the Chain Vest on him because I am not planning on playing him in the comp long term, but I wanted to keep this win streak going, so I went ahead, leveled, and look how close this fight is. I do not think that I would be able to win this fight without having tossed in that Hecarim. So thank you, Hecarim. You did 0 damage in the fight. 0 damage in the fight, but you soaked up damage long enough that I was hopefully it made the difference in that battle, and thus I was able to keep that win streak alive. So 7-match winning streak, that's 3 extra gold, plus the fortune bonus, that's another 3 extra gold. So I had over 50 income. So that's 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus whatever the base is. I know you always get some amount of gold each round. So I think I made like 12 or 13 gold that round, and I'm just going to sink that into leveling. Yeah, all my brawlers are now getting quite a bit of extra health for being at Brawler 4. And like I said, I'm going to look to play through Warwick and then play through more Hunters. I still haven't found any other Hunters yet, but they should show up in time. I did go ahead and make Hand of Justice on Warwick because it's a useful Warwick item. Again, I definitely believe in using the items that you get. Better to make use of them than just have them sit there on the bench. Like the person I'm playing against right now has a ton of items on their bench. I would make use of some of them. He could put the 2 Brawler's gloves together and make a Thief's glove, if nothing else. Or he can make a Quicksilver Sash, which is going to be useful on almost any carry that you want to run in this game. As far as what I did there in that fight, getting ahead of myself here, but I went ahead and I tossed in Jax. Jax will make Divine trait for Warwick. That's going to allow him to get that Divine bonus for a few seconds, cleanse crowd control, and deal the true damage for a short period of time in the fight. And Jax is also a pretty good frontline unit. Now, I don't have the Duelist trait, which is Jax's other trait, but he's pretty good on as far as frontlining because when he gets that ultimate off, he dodges all incoming auto attacks. And now right here, I'm going to make use of that Chain Vest. I saw the items here. I was like, oh, you know what? Well, I'm running this really tanky composition. You know what would be useful? How about tossing a Locket on there? This feels like a really good situation to use the Locket to me. And the reason for that is that, like, look, all my champions are frontline champions. I don't have any back backline champs right now. So it seems like it makes total sense for me to, if I'm going to play everyone up on the front line anyway, well, why not just toss a locket on them? Then they'll get even more health. So we'll put that on, or they won't get more health, they'll get a shield. So toss that on there, get everybody up on the front line, and there we go. Now we've got even more shielding. And again, the whole goal is just to continue extending my win streak for as long as possible. I picked up the Wukong just because it gives me another divine option, like if I start seeing a bunch of Wukongs. Not really planning on playing him, but it doesn't cost me any gold to do so. And again, we're just trying to keep this win streak running for as long as we can. The most common play is to go to right after Wolves and then roll down at level 7. But if I'm in a strong enough position, I'm hoping I can extend this and then roll down at level 8 instead, which would be really nice because I'll have much better odds if I roll down there to find 4-cost and 5-cost champions. In most games, you can't do that because economically, you're just not, you're not in a strong enough position to do that. But I'm in really, really good shape in this match. So as long as I can keep winning and as long as I can have Fortune keep tossing in extra money on top of the win streak income and on top of the 50 gold income, I'm just going to keep doing that and run with it as long as I can. It's like I should be able to get to level 7 here. The problem is I don't really have a good unit to toss in. But look, right here, I will go ahead and I see that there's a Xinjiao right there on the bench. And I'm like, well, that makes Duelist. Well, let's toss that in here. Xinjiao is not great on his own. I'm not running a Warlord comp, which is where you would generally look to play Xinjiao. But, I mean, he makes Duelist and he gives me another unit. And, it's not like I'm dropping under 50 gold and cutting into my income here. We might as well do this because if I can win one more round here, I'll get to extend the win streak up to the minion rounds and I'll just be swimming in gold. So I am super duper happy with how this game is going. So, like I said, Fortune has been fantastic. It's been feeding me all this extra income. But I also do want to highlight the importance of just playing what you get and using what you get too. Now, have I been high rolling in this game? Yes. Yes, I have definitely been high rolling in this game. I have been very lucky in terms of what I've gotten. The Tahm Kench Chosen was fantastic to pick up. The Bramble Vest has been great. And the Locket has been useful. And the other big thing was getting Warwick because I kind of needed a source of damage. And if I hadn't found Warwick that early, I would have definitely lost it by now if I hadn't been able to find the Warwick. So that was really good luck. Warwick was just about the perfect 4-cost unit to find early on. But at the same time, there's luck in this game, but there is also making use of what you find too. And I do think I've done a really good job of making use of what I found. So I'm going to grab this. And I'm not going to roll down here at level 7. I'm going to go to level 8 and look to roll down there. And that's when I'll sell Tahm Kench and try to replace him with another Chosen. I'm looking at what other people are running, and I see that there's a couple people. There's someone running 6 Elderwood. There's another person who's running a Hunter comp. So I was like, I'm probably not going to have a ton of luck finding Ashe in this match. But, well, maybe we can look to find some of the other Hunters and work off of that. I do see the Aphelios. I believe that I'm going to grab that here. I think that I pick him up here. Yeah, there we go. And if I want to, I can look to play him. And I think I am going to do that because it's more useful to put Hunter in play for Warwick as opposed to having Xinjiao in there for Duelist, which only kind of improves him and improves Jax. And Jax is just in there for Divine. I'd like to replace him with a different Divine unit. And here I'm looking at the different items. I was like, oh, Quicksilver. That's a really good item on Warwick. There was a brief period of time where Warwick was the most overpowered unit in Teamfight Tactics. And it was all about getting a Quicksilver Sash on him and then a whole bunch of static shivs. It was known as War Week in the community. That is no longer the case, but Quicksilver is still a good item on him because the problem for Warwick is getting crowd controlled. He is kind of similar to Olaf in set 2 in the sense that he gets all of this lifesteal, but he's very susceptible to crowd control. Now, that said, a lot of the other players have presumably rolled down here at level after the Wolves. That's a very common time to roll down. So it looks like my comp is not quite going to be able to match some of these. So I am finally going to lose my first round. And again, that's expected, but that's not that big of a deal. And here I'm finally able to find Jinx. I was like, all right, well, let's drop Annie, and then let's go ahead and toss one of these items onto Jinx. I think that I toss one of these bows on Jinx. I can't remember if I do that or not. But yeah, and then I find another Hunter in the form of Kindred. And so that means I can drop this, and I definitely will want to play the Kindred. It costs me so little extra money to do so. So I'll toss in Kindred, and then I see, double recurve bows. One of Kindred's weaknesses is Kindred has very short range. So let's put Rapid Fire Cannon on Kindred, and that'll make this a more useful unit for me. So that gets the 3 Hunters in play for me while still preserving Fortune. And now that I'm at level 8, I'm prepared to toss out the Fortune, get rid of the Jinx, get rid of the Tom Kench. But I will need to, I want to win one more round so I can cash out on Fortune. Remember, I lost the last round, so if I win this round, I will get a bigger Fortune payout. And fortunately, the person I'm playing looks to be in a lot of trouble. I was very lucky to hit the last place player in the lobby right here, Kaz Khan. So this will allow me a chance to cash out. Thank you so much for your service, Tom Kench. You can now retire back into the catfish pond, and we will finally be dropping the Fortune trait in favor of going into Brawler plus Hunter plus probably Elderwood, if that makes more sense. So yeah, look at the big payout, and that's because I lost the previous round there. But Tom Kench, will sell him, and now we will need to look to replace that with some other units. So I'm going to have to try to make this transition here, and we'll see how well I can do that. I just tossed in another Brawler right now, and looking, not finding anything there. Looking, the Kane's a little tempting, but I'm not sure that he fits this. I will pick him up for right now because I'd rather run him than run the Maokai. And then I'm going to roll again, and then I see Set, and I'm like, boom, better. Set is a brawler. He is a 5-cost brawler. He's the top brawler. So I'm going to look to play him. I'm going to toss the Bramble Vest on him because I want to make him tanky. And then I didn't manage to get the Locket in play yet, but that was pretty lucky to find the Set right immediately on my roll down. But by the same token, I am level 8, and that makes a big difference because I have much better odds to find the 5-cost champs there. I have 6% odds as opposed to level 7 where you have 1% odds. And right now, Warwick is just sitting there tanking. I'm like, all right, Warwick, can you buy time for Set to get back in off the bench? And then I'm hoping that Set will be able to get this done here. But that is a 2-star ribbon, so I don't know, man. I don't know if he's going to be able to do this. Maybe if he can get off one more ult. But is he going to do it? And oh! I guess that's why they call him the boss. Anyway, it's not like that was a life or death round there by any means, but that was pretty sweet to see Set with like 10 HP pull off that last hit kill. Anyway, so what else am I doing here? I'm looking to switch up my comp a little bit. I grabbed the Sejuani because Sejuani is just really good in general. I don't know if I'm going to play her, but I'm going to hold on to her because that's useful. As far as what I'm looking to grab here, there aren't a ton of options. I think I would have most preferred... Trying to think what I most wanted. Well, I'll go ahead and grab the Negatron Cloak here out of these options. There's not anything that really jumps out to me as being great, but I can probably find something useful for that. And by the way, there I highlight Divine. I think I was trying to see what other Divine units there were. I want to replace Jax with a more useful Divine unit. And then here I get my other big hit of luck. I get a Hunter chosen, which is absurdly lucky. So not only am I am playing Hunters right now, and then I get a Kindred chosen that has the Hunter trait. So yeah, okay. So this game is pretty high roll here, no question about that. I also do make a mistake. I should have been picking up Nunu because Nunu would be a great champ to play. And then here I spot an Elderwood Ezreal, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to play that. And then I can look to get Dazzler in from someone else in the comp. Now what I need to find is Lux because Lux will give me another Divine. I will be able to drop Jax if I can find Lux. And then I can get Dazzler in play with Ezreal plus picking up the Lux. So again, high rolling like a beast here. I've got now the double Hunter in from Kindred, plus Hunter from Warwick, plus Hunter from Aphelios. And now, even if I don't have much luck finding Ashe, which I probably am not going to have a ton of great luck finding Ashe because I think 2 or 3 other people are playing comps that include Ashe. I don't really need to find Ashe. She'll be helpful to have if I can get her, but she's not critical to this team composition. Now I've switched out of Fortune, and now I'm running Brawler plus Hunter. So I should talk at least briefly about Hunter. By the way, and here I get the Ezreal plus the Set, and I go ahead and use the Nico that I've been holding on to on the Set. The reason why I do that is because I'm looking to try to get to level 9 as quickly as possible, and my thinking was if I use my Nico's help, then that will probably allow me to win streak up to 9, and then I can roll down at 9. There's the Elderwood, which I do not have in yet. I'm looking to spot who the other Elderwood champs are. So I think it was a worthwhile use of the Nico, and just because it's going to allow me not to have to roll here and allow me to get to 9 faster. But you could say I should have saved that for more 5-cost champs. Still, I think it was a pretty good use to get the very early 5-cost, very early 2-star version of the Set. Anyway, point I was trying to get to, as we watch me face this R8 team comp here, point I was trying to get to is what do the Hunter traits do? Well, so what Hunters do is they do bonus damage to whoever is the lowest HP unit on the enemy team. They will focus their attacks on the enemy that's lowest HP. So they're really good at like focus firing and killing off low health champs on the other side. And it's a pretty useful champ. I don't have the text in front of me right this second. I should have pulled that up before watching this. But that's essentially what they do is they will focus fire weak, low health champs on the other team. And that's what I'm going to play through. So like I said, sharpshooters and hunters are kind of your two, generally speaking, your two backline traits, like your ranged attackers. And right now, the hunters are that I'm running are Warwick, who is a hunter and kind of a melee hunter, which is a little unusual, plus Aphelios, and then plus the Kindred, with Kindred counting for 2 because it's a chosen. And then here I get more more luck. I was like, oh my god, Elderwood spat? Okay, well, I'm going to play that, so that's awesome. Let's go ahead and make Set into an Elderwood. And now we only need one more Elderwood. So again, the unit I really should have here is Nunu. I could replace Vi or replace Silas. But instead, I get lucky and I find Ash. I was like, all right, well, in you go, Ash. Now we've got Elderwood in play. And in you go, Lux. Now we've got Dazzler in. And now we maintain the Divine for Warwick. So that's all really good. And then I was like, oh, Ruin's Hurricane. Well, that's pretty good. Now, the one downside is I do have to play Kindred on the front lines if I want to get full value out of that Locket Shield. And I'm going to do that because Kindred moves around so much, it's not that dangerous for Kindred to be on the front lines. So I will do that, although it's a little risky, but she'll hop back. And again, because she has the rapid fire cannon, she has much better range than she normally would. And that's going to allow her to attack from way in the back lines and not have to get close to the enemies. And we just tear right through that comp, which honestly looked pretty strong there from Tollbooth. By the way, Tollbooth, I believe, is the... Oh, there I'm highlighting Elderwood. By the way, Tollbooth is a Masters player. I don't think Tollbooth was taking this game 100% seriously because Tollbooth was playing an Elderwood. I think Tollbooth ended up playing an Elderwood 9 comp in this game, and I don't think that was someone taking the game 100% seriously. But, you know, I'm hitting people that are pretty decent. This game had 2 Diamond players and a Masters player in it. There's someone else playing Hunter. There's someone playing Elderwood 6. And there's someone playing an Ari comp with, and then here they are right now at Elderwood 7, and Tollbooth will be able to get up to Elderwood 9 before the end of this game, which is, let's face it, a meme build, but I mean, it's a normal game, so people are maybe not going to take things 100% seriously. Anyway, I highlighted Hunter there for a second, but didn't have time to showcase it completely. The other trait I'm playing here is Elderwood, so I do want to just mention that briefly. The Elderwood trait is a little bit like Lunar in set 2, for those of you who might remember that. It causes the Elderwood champions to get stronger over the course of the fight. They get increased spell damage as the fight goes on, and they get something else as well. I'm trying to think of what the other thing that they receive. I know they get stacking. Is it attack speed? Boy, I really should have this on the screen when I'm recording these videos. I'll just go ahead and pull it up right now as I'm casting this, just so I can get the official trait descriptions. Right now, in terms of the game, I'm just leveling. I'm just slow leveling to 9. I don't see any need to rush there. I've been winning these rounds, so I don't feel like the need to roll down here and put a lot more force into this. Force is not the right word, but look to spend more gold, basically. I think I'm in relatively good shape as far as that goes. All right, so I have the description here. I'll just pull it up. Elderwood, every 2 seconds, Elderwood champions grow, gaining bonus stats. This effect stacks up to 5 times. So they get armor and magic resistance, attack damage, and spell power. Okay, so they basically get all of the basic stats. Armor, MR, attack damage, spell power, and they get stronger over the course of the fight. So like I said, it happens up to 5 times. And Hunter, just so I have the full description here, every few seconds, all Hunters will attack the lowest percentage health enemy, dealing bonus damage. At Hunter 4, it's every 2.5 seconds, they all attack the lowest percentage health enemy and deal 200% bonus damage. So, as I said, really good at finishing off champions that are low and champions that are struggling. So I am going to look to go to 9 here after this. In terms of what I would want off Carousel, my number 1 pick would be Ezreal. That would get me Ezreal 2-star and Ezreal with a Morellonomicon, which is a great item on Ezreal. His ult hits basically the whole board, so applying Morellos to like the entire board is fantastic. I'm not going to get that though. That was snapped up pretty early, and again, it's not surprising because a number of people are playing comps that have Elderwood in them. So instead, I will go ahead and grab the Dragon's Claw here. I think it's more useful than any of the other options. Set already has an item that gives him he already has the Bramble Vest to give him lots of armor, and then this will give him lots of magic resistance. So he's going to be really, really hard to kill, and that's just kind of the plan here. Let's just make Set almost unkillable so that he can frontline. And here I'll go ahead and level to 9, and I figured I'll go ahead and toss in Aphelios, but I don't really want to play Aphelios. I don't think he's that good of a unit, honestly. going from Hunter 4 to Hunter 5 is not the best. I'm looking for something else that I can play here in this team comp that would be stronger. So I'm looking at the options. Yone, the game wants to give me multiple Yones here, but I don't think that that's quite what I'm looking for. I will hold on to Zillion, though, because I wouldn't mind getting Mystic in this comp somehow. But for right now, we're running Hunter 5, Brawler 4, Elderwood 3, Divine, and Dazzler. And I have a 2-star version of Set in there. And I actually can still get quite a bit stronger in terms of my composition. This is that Ari comp that I think we saw once before. Hoping to knock them out right here before Ari can get any stronger. Unfortunately, this person does not have the greatest Ari items. Does Set have enough health to finish this off? All right, so he's going to kill Ari, and then can he finish off that Jin? And yes, he can. Is that enough to knock this player out? No. I wish I'd had a couple more units survive so I could get the knockout blow there. Oh, by the way, I finally find another Warwick. So as I was saying, my comp can get a lot stronger here. I still have Warwick 1-star. I still have Aphelios 1-star. They were going to hit Lux 2-star. And then I was like, ooh, Lee Sin. Do I want to play the Lee Sin over the Aphelios? I was like, you know what? I think that's better, honestly. Even though it's not going to make anything in terms of traits, I just don't think that the Aphelios is very good. And this will give me another frontliner. So I'm just going to play the Lee Sin here. It does, like I said, it doesn't make a trait. It doesn't make duelist. It only takes me from Divine 2 to Divine 3. But I think it's just a better unit, honestly. Arguable as to whether that's the better play. Maybe it's better to run Hunter 5. And yeah, here's Tollbooth running that Elderwood 9 comp, which, as I said, is basically a meme comp. So we're both going to use Ezreal ults on both sides. And now it's more of a question of who is going to survive long enough to finish this off. And apparently it's not going to be me. So maybe I should stop talking about this as a meme comp because it doesn't look like I have quite enough to finish that off. So yeah, actually I'm going to lose there. But here I'm going to find another Lee Sin, and then I'm going to find another Zillion. And then I decide to stop rolling because I'm like, oh, wait a minute. There's another Elderwood spat there. I was like, what the heck? Another Elderwood? So this will take me up to 4 Elderwoods. I could technically remove an Elderwood champ, but I don't want to take out any of the Elderwood champs I've got in there right now. I don't want to take out Ash. I don't want to take out Ezreal. And then I've got the Elderwood spat on the set. I don't want to take any of them out of the fight. So yeah, we'll just put this on somebody else. We can find somebody else useful to put it on, surely, so that they get the bonus. The bonus attack damage and the bonus spell power and all that good stuff. So I'll just go ahead and put it on Kindred. Like, why not? Give Kindred all those bonus stats as the fight goes on. And here I'm rolling. Again, I'm tempted by some of these champs, but I don't see good ways to get them in. Like, Sejuani's great. I could have had Yone 2-star by this point, but he doesn't really fit this comp for better or worse. And then finally we hit 2-star Warwick. That's a big hit. That'll help a lot. And wow, the game really wants me to play 2-star Yone, doesn't it? But I'm really hoping to get a hit on some of these units right now. I have 2 out of 3 Ezreals, 2 out of 3 Lee Sins, and 2 out of 3 Zillions. Hitting 2-star on any of them would be really big. And then also 2-star Ashe, but of course I'm not really expecting to get Ashe. Here though, it is a shame that I wasn't playing Nunu, and I should have thought about this earlier. There were Nunus that were on the field earlier. I could have played Nunu, and then that would have gotten me up to 5 Elderwoods, and I probably could have found a way to get 6 Elderwood in at that point, which would have been worth playing. But at this point, it's probably too late for that to happen. And yeah, now that we have Elderwood on the Kindred as well, this comp's getting really, really stupid at this point. So there's a Nunu, but I don't think I see it. I don't think I remembered that I should be playing Nunu until after the game. Nunu would be much better than, say, Silas or Vi at this stage of the game. Just put them in, and then maybe I can find a way to get to Elderwood 6. Something like that. We are getting down to the ending stages of the game here, though. There's only 4 players left, and I have a lot of health banked. So right now, I'm trying to look at these comps. I was like, I'm probably going to be up against Food Lord next. I want to try and get on this Ari if possible, so I'm going to try to position Set on the left-hand side. I don't know if this is ideal, but I'm going to try to get over to kill that Ari. And that is a 3-star Ari, which is pretty scary. This person's only level 7, though, so it looks like they stayed at 7 and then rolled for Ari 3-star there. The good news is Ari's first ult is terrible. It hits basically no one, so I get very lucky in that regard. Now Warwick is on the Ari, and he's not quite going to finish that off, but Set actually manages to dodge one of those casts. And oh, does Set have enough here? Go, Dragon Claw, go! And just barely. Thank goodness I put that extra magic resist on him. He is just barely able to win the fight. And yeah, Ari 3-star, knock them out. So didn't want to see that comp. Very glad that that comp's gone. And sure enough, now that some of these people who are playing Ashe are out of the lobby, now I can go ahead and get Ashe 2-star. And then I'll make Ezreal 2-star too. And I was like, all right. Epic Baby Panda, I'm feeling pretty good now. Epic Baby Panda is running a Divine comp. So his carry is the Warwick. He is running the same comp, basically running the War Week comp. Quicksilver and double static shivs. This would have been like the most overpowered comp for a brief period of time. But I think what I've got is stronger. And one of the things working in my favor is because this person's playing a divine comp, basically when the divine units ascend, they're going to get really, really strong. But eventually divine will run out. And because I have these really tanky champions, like in the form of the set and in the form of my other brawlers, my goal is just basically for the fight to extend out long enough so that all the divine stuff will wear off over time. Ezreal, by the way, survives with like 3 health left and gets off another Dazzler, gets off another use of Dazzler, which is super important. So in the end, Set survives and Warwick survives. And I do think that we basically just waited out that, just kind of waited out that divine. And by the way, look what we have here, another Elderwood spat. What the heck? 3 Elderwood spats. What is going on in this game? I really am the fortunate son in this game. And it also makes Zillion 2-star. So again, if I had been smart enough to pick up that Nunu, I could have gone up to Elderwood 6 here. I would just drop the Silas and replace it with this. So obviously I'm going to play the Zillion. Zillion 2-star with the Elderwood is ridiculous. So yes, I'm going to play that over some of these other options I have right now. It cost me Brawler, but at this stage, that's not that big of a deal. So we'll take this, and then we'll take the Lee Sin 2-star. Like, I know I've lost Brawler 4, but going from Brawler 4 to Brawler 2 is not that big of a deal. I'd much rather have a 2-star Lee Sin and a 2-star Zillion and a 2-star a 2-star Set and a 2-star Ezreal. So yeah, we've got a lot of 2-star 5 costs in here. I'm like, look, even though this is a little bit weird here and I'm dropping some of the traits, I have to believe a 2-star Zillion with the Elderwood spat is far better than that 2-star Silas that I was playing before. So yeah, I mean, we are winning this much easier than the last go around because I've got the 2-star Lee Sin in there, I've got the 2-star Zillion, and like half my team is chrono shifted, so they're not even going to die. And that's going to wrap this one up. So GG, we're going to finish this game off. And wow, that's a game where high rolling for the win, surely. So let's sit back and just think about what happened in this game. So obviously a lot of good luck in this game. I mean, first of all, I was able to play Fortune and Win Streak like forever, which is insanely good luck. Getting that Tahm Kench, the Tahm Kench plus the Bramble Vest plus Brawlers made me super tanky. I was able to win streak forever. I was able to out-level everybody else. I didn't have to roll down until level 8. And then I get absurdly lucky in finding a Kindred Chosen with Hunter as I'm playing Hunter, and then just get all the legendary 5-cost units at the end. So, like I said, I got pretty lucky, but it is all about playing what you get, and I think I played this one pretty well. So I hope you enjoyed watching this. Until next time, have a great week. See you guys soon.